4 different ways to do T-bar rows. All right, guys and girls, if you were lucky enough to have this old school T-bar row with a chest supported pad, I highly suggest you do this for back. And depending upon the grip that you take is gonna be what area of the back you move emphasis to. Now, will your whole back work on this? Without a doubt. But with our grip placement, we can really change where this hits specifically. And then we can really get to load it and be progressive with it, and on top of that, pack on muscle to our backside of our body. Now, the number one reason that I think most people would say use this over, the old school Ronnie, jam the bar in the corner rows is if you have a beat up low back, or let's say you had already done barbell rows and you're planning on doing deadlifts or rack pulls later in the day. I wouldn't do another exercise that's gonna really load that low back just for the safety of our erectors and spine. So I would, if I'm gonna say kicking off the day in terms of my rowing with say a barbell row, and then I wanna go to a T-bar next, I would opt for a chest supported, specifically if I'm gonna finish with a rack pull or a deadlift. So with this, be intelligent with your placing or programming, or if you're injured or have a sensitive low back like I do, this is a great option to be able to go heavy on a row and feel completely safe. All right, now let's talk through the different grips and variations. So the first thing I'm gonna show here is our pronated grip. So that's an overhand. And if you wanna go after your upper back, so rear delts, traps, rhomboids, teres major minor, all that stuff across between your shoulder blades, we wanna opt with a pronated, a little bit wider than shoulder width grip. And what I'm thinking about here is keeping my elbows high. So what I'll say on that is, if I look from the side, I want it here. I don't wanna try to tuck those elbows around. I wanna keep them high to drill everything in between my shoulder blades. Next, the semi-pronated. So with the slant or diagonal grip, this kind of gets a mixture of both, what I would consider the complete complexity of my upper back. So it will still get some upper back and rear delts. It'll get some traps. This will also start getting into your lats. That probably of all the grips probably feels like the most taxing to my entire back, which is why I like it. And again, that semi-pronated is an incredible exercise to, again, finish off your whole back. So if I'm thinking about placement of that exercise, I'm gonna put that at the very end to just completely wipe out everything. Next up, I'm gonna show you 2 different variations for both the neutral and the semi-supinated. If you do have one of these old school T-bar rows, a cool variation, if you wanna go to a fully neutral grip, is you just take 2 D handles. All right, you slide them on right there. So both of these, meaning the neutral and then the semi-supinated, are gonna be great for your lats. And it's because it allows me to keep my elbows tighter to my body. So with that pronated grip, you see I'll notice my elbow to rib cage? Semi-supinated is gonna be kind of in the middle, and then with a neutral, I'm able to really get the alignment of keeping my tricep tucked to my rib cage. And then the semi-supinated, meaning semi-underhand, you can see from the front, that gives me the best alignment for really drilling specifically my lower lat. So 4 different grips, all how it can differently impact your back. But what I want you to think about, do all 4, see what feels the best to you, and then the placement of those within a workout depends upon what you need the most. So let's say, for example, you really needed a ton of low lat. I might put that first on rotation for my rowing movements and just try to get really strong at it. So top set, back off, rest pause, all those work really, really well with this because, again, you don't have lower back stabilization. You're not having to deadlift it off the ground, then get into your rowing. So really a great option for you, meaning the neutral grip or the semi-supinated grip, for if you want to really bring up your lats and be able to progressively overload it without taxing your spine or your low back. So there you have it, guys, all things T-bar. If you have any questions, post in the comments below. This is a great piece. Sadly, not too many gyms have these anymore, but I'm still lucky and fortunate enough to have one here at this gym.